I talk a lot about reality algorithm, and it's one of my favorite things, honestly, to talk about because I never understood the algorithm, so to speak. I never understood life's algorithm, reality's algorithm until a few years ago. Um, and I'll just kind of roughly tell you what was going on in my life a few years ago. The reality algorithm that I was creating was nothing like I wanted to live. Nothing. I created bitterness. I created jealousy. I created, um, an unhappy home. I created all these things that I did not want, right? Um, but that was before I understood the algorithm, reality's algorithm. That's before I understood that. Now I'm going to go into kind of what, how I kind of transform and changed my life to get here today. Um, my partner and we have been talking a lot about this lately, and it's clicked to him. He's finally understood how every single thing that you watch, that you take in, that you read, that you associate yourself with, the conversations, all of that is creating your algorithm. All of it is. Every time I want you, and this was monumental for him as well. I want you to look at your social medias. That's the first tall tale sign right there. What does it look like? Is it all negative? Is it all people complaining? Is it all people, fighting and this and that? What is that's your algorithm? What does it look like? That's what you've allowed. Now, that's not to say that's who you are, but it's what you have created, and it's what you've allowed in your headspace for it to start creating this algorithm. Every time you click on a video, every time you interact with someone on social media where you're arguing, you are creating that algorithm for it to keep popping up for you. You're creating more posts and more people for you to argue with. Every time you open up a video of people, like I said, fighting, I don't know why that's on my mind so much at the moment. But if you keep watching those videos, guess what your algorithm is going to pick up? It's going to keep showing you those videos. Now negative people and whatnot, right? The more that you put energy and meaning behind it, oh, I can't stand this girl. She's always posting that stuff. Remove yourself. Stop putting meaning behind it and stop giving energy to it. Because every time you say that, your internal system hears you. You may not say it out loud, but your internal system hears you. And your internal system is what creates your reality algorithm, your outside, algorithm. So every time you say that, every time you get so annoyed with somebody that posts something about their whole life story and this and that, remove yourself. Remove it. Unfollow, unfriend, do what you got to do, whatever. But clean up your social media. Start filling it with, motivational positive pages. Start filling it with things that you would like to achieve in life. If you really want to have that gym fit body, start following all those pages and those girls, because they're out there and they do the damn work, okay? I'm thinking of a few on my page. Man, they are dedicated. They do the work. They show up every day. But you know what? That's motivating for me. And that's what I want my algorithm to show me day in, day out. So I can start living more like how they are. Because that's my goals in life, right? Or one of them, so to speak. But I want you to think about what your dream life looks like. What does it look like? Are you now what I want you to do when you think about that is I want you to follow people and pages, flood your social medias with only people that talk and are doing the things that you want to achieve in life. That's how we are going to completely change, okay, your social media, your virtual reality, so to speak. That's how we're going to completely change that. Now, in life, in real life, now we're going to coworkers, friends, family, every conversation that you are in. That's funny. Okay, so I actually just heard this morning on the radio that I guess someone, I don't really know, but someone was doing a song or recording something with J. Cole, and I guess within a couple minutes of J. Cole entering the studio, she was having a bad day and she was talking all this negativity, and he up and walked out. And like, that's what I mean by that. Remove yourselves from conversations, from people, friends, family, coworkers that are constantly in like a negative, bad day loops where they're constantly complaining about their life. They're constantly talking about what they don't have. They're constantly talking about maybe what other people have. They're judging, they're shaming, they're projecting. Remove yourself from those people, and then remove yourself from those conversations as well. Exactly like J. Cole did, like he just up and walked out. That's exactly what I want you to do. If you really want to change your algorithm, your reality, this is what needs to happen, because the more that you keep associating yourself in these conversations, the more your reality algorithm is going to keep putting you in places and positions with other people like that. Okay? Now, the next thing is your life, so to speak, right? I want you to start signing up for webinars, seminars, podcasts, whatever you got to do. Start signing up for those. They have those free workshops all the time, all across the board, everywhere you see. Start implementing yourself into these, algorithms, into your dream life, right? You got to start implementing yourself and signing up for these things and implementing yourself in their realm. I'm thinking of fasting is really big on my journey. It was huge. It was a monumental part of my journey on so many levels, not just outside. It was really more inside for me. So what did I do? I followed people that are also on the same journey as me. Okay, you need to find your tribe, find your people that are living the life that you want to live, right? You need to find those mentors, those idols, those inspirational people, motivational people that will help you stay on course and stay on path to the life you are wanting to live. This is how we're changing our reality algorithm. You stay around the people that are constantly nagging, constantly complaining this and that. You're never going to get that oomph. I don't know how to say it, but you're never going to get that momentum building and that momentum going, because those people are going to be constantly in your ear, doubting you, telling you can't do it, telling you it's a silly idea. You need to be around the people that are actively aligning themselves with their dream lives, and they're actively showing up day in, day out, because it's motivating and inspiring for you. So I want you to take a real hard look at your virtual, your social medias. I want you to take a real hard look at the people that you are engaging with on a daily basis. I want you to take a real hard look at the things that you may be doing in your free time. All that all that free scrolling, all that free time on all these social medias. Is it aligned action towards your goals? Probably not. Now, there's times where you can fill your brain and fill your reality with YouTube, as in podcasts like this, what did I say? Webinars, seminars. That's filling your brain with things that you want to accomplish, with people that are taking aligned action towards their goals. I'm talking about aimlessly scrolling your Facebook, your social medias, judging, shaming, clicking on their profiles, looking at what they got going on in life, being jealous, being bitter, that, you know what I mean? There's a difference here of filling your brain with aimlessly scrolling and filling your brain with, you're still on your phone, but it's a little different. You're watching podcasts, you're watching seminars, you're signing up for these free workshops. And that's completely changed my algorithm, completely changed it around, where people on the outside looking in are this is one of my favorite things. A client of mine, she was like, you execute everything you do and say or want, you execute it. You just go full force. You take charge. All it is my reality algorithm is aligned, and I have put it so where it is aligned to execute action, to aligned action, because I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to be in places, rooms, people, things where it does not motivate and inspire me to take my aligned action. I do not want to be in those places because I understand the reality algorithm now. I can't be around that. Because what's happening is if I put meaning in it and I'm engaging in it, it's going to start circulating back in my algorithm. And I don't want that anymore. And I have the choice. I can choose. This is my reality. We all live different inner realities. Every single person on this planet lives a different inner reality. You need to find and align yourself with other people who are on the same path as you, have similar inner realities as you, want to go places, want to do things, want to make it, want to go farther, want to grow. I mean, you need to surround yourself with those people, whether it's virtually, whether it's physically. I'm really, really excited because I just signed up. And there's something about it too, when you sign up for like these free workshops, you start to feel like you are part of this community. Going back to fasting, I just did a 3-day water fast with Dr. Mindy Pelz. She's one of my favorites. She actually introduced me to fasting. And like I said, it was so big on my journey on a cellular level. Oh my goodness, my energy levels were just like through the roof. And I couldn't, as someone who was addicted to food and like emotional eating and didn't understand those things, on a conscious level, the way she introduced me to an entire different way of living completely changed like my whole life, my energy levels and everything like that. I wake up with all this I wake up at 5 a.m. with all this energy to read and exercise and do all these things. Never in a million years could I have done that 3 years ago. You're kidding, right? Me up at 5 a.m. and then also reading and exercising. Get real. That's that wasn't part of my algorithm back then. I had to work my way up to this. And like I said, there's so many parts of this algorithm, this reality algorithm that I'm talking about, that you have to consciously change and choose so you can surround yourself and start feeling like these communities of people, that you're part of a community. Like this 3-day water fast with Mindy Pelz. Today is actually the 3rd day of her workshop, so to speak. Even though that I have done this, a time or two, the 3-day one. I've actually never done 3 days, but even though I've been part of this fasting community quite a long time, it just excites me to still be around and in the communities of people like-minded like me. So today's the actually last day of the water fast, and I'm excited to be in this community and be in this Zoom and watch it live. And there's just something to it, feeling like part of this community, even though she doesn't know me from nobody, you know what I mean? It's all about like the feeling that you get when you feel like you're part of something, okay? It changes your world and it makes you feel and go big or go home. That's what it does. It really puts that kind of seed, plants that seed in you and inspires you to go out and be something in this world. Go out and make your way. I will never forget, I was watching the Gotham on HBO, right? I was watching it one night, and I will never forget it, ever. The main character, Penguin, he said it to, like, this little boy, basically, that he picked up on the street, that he's trying to, like, groom and prime to be, like, his number 2, right? He's telling him, and the little boy, he's so sweet, he's so kind and caring, he's never probably done a bad thing in his life. Penguin is grooming him to be his number 2, and he says, you got to take up space. If you don't, someone else is. That spoke so much volume to me, and it really, like, that was so true. Okay, while you're out here watching people maybe live their lives and you're getting bitter and jealous of, what all they're doing and achieving in their life. And I say this from a place of love, because seriously, I have been in the other shoes where I was bitter and jealous. Okay, I say this from a whole circle moment of love. Truly, I've been in the other shoes, and all it was because I just didn't know my place in the world yet. I was bitter and jealous because they knew where they were going in life, and they were executing. They were, it felt like every day they was popping up with something of some new achievement and some new, something that they have executed. And it was so, like, I was happy on the inside, but at the very same time, I was bitter because like, why? I want to live that life. The only difference was I didn't know how to take up space. So I'm watching people live and execute their lives. They were taking up space and I wasn't. That's the only difference here. Okay, if you're looking at somebody and you have any part of you that is bitter or jealous, I want you to actually change your perspective around this, and I want you to look at those people like, look what you can be. Look what you can do. Instead of being bitter and jealous, reframe this. Those people that are showing up in your life, that are doing all these cool things that maybe you want to do, I want you to look at it like that. Look what you can be. If you start changing your reality algorithm, if you start changing your socials, filling it with all the stuff you need to fill it with gym, with food, with, CEOs, whatever you want to fill it with, right? Changing the people and surroundings and conversations that you're in, signing up for these, webinars and free workshops. And you need to feel like you are part of something, because once you have that feeling, that's what sparks your purpose, your passion. It will come. Okay, that there's some purpose there. There's some passion in it, right? It'll come. And then you are now the person that's taking up space. Okay, you're the person that's executing with all this aligned action. You're popping up day after day with all these things, to show. Look at the work I've put in. I have changed my reality algorithm. I have changed the people I, engage with. I have changed my entire being to fit and mold the person I want to be. And it's so important. It's so important to take up space. So like that, I get little messages like that, and I'm sure we all do through movies or series or something. But that one specifically, it spoke so much to me. Because if you don't take up space, someone else is, and someone else will. I saw something the other day also that's like, you can either help someone build their dreams, or you can build your own. There's two different paths here that you can take. You can work for a company that you absolutely hate, that you are, coworkers are horrible, negative. I mean, you can be in that place, and that's not taking up any space. Or you can create and carve your own space, your own dream, and you can start redoing your reality algorithm to show you all the things that's possible for you to do. So back to what I was saying kind of in the beginning, my partner is really clicked to him. And he is changing everything. He said, I didn't realize the things I was taking in was part of my algorithm that I was allowing in, like my headspace. And I've been there. I get it. And I'm like, yes. And what's crazy is when you remove these things and you stop interacting with these things and these conversations, and stop clicking on these videos, and stop allowing any and everybody onto your page, you know what I mean? You then, like, you delete that, all right, out of your algorithm. And then all of a sudden, this new, stuff that you actually want to do, this new stuff just floods in. And it's like, that's the place you want to be. You want to get rid of everything that does not support you, build you up, inspire, and motivate you. So things that can inspire, motivate you, and push you to be the person that you're supposed to be, so those things can come in. And sure enough, my reality algorithm, and I was saying this to him, I have it so on lock, so on lock. I do not let a single thing in that does not support me and where I'm going. I can't afford it, because once I do, I open that door to backtrack, and I don't want to allow those things in my algorithm, because I've realized now that I have completely shifted and changed my reality, it's very important the things you are allowing in. I've had that experience in that moment where I fully understand it now, that I cannot let those things in anymore. I just can't. They don't have room, and I don't have room, because all the mental space that I have is only for things where I'm trying to build my dream life. That's the only thing I have room for. And so I really wanted to talk about that today. Like I said, I signed up for a So I really want to get into networking. Those of you may know, I may have talked about it on the podcast or my other social platforms, but I'm very intrigued by the 1%, the top 1%. I want to learn and build the habits that they are, because I want to experience through their lens how they live. I may not like it, but I just want to experience it. So there were 7 habits of the top 1%. When I very first read this, I had 3 of the 7. And I was so proud of myself, because this was last year when I read it. I was so proud of myself. Like, I'm on my way, you know? I've really changed my algorithm around to fully support me and where I'm going. So I'm on my way. This year's top 3, because there's 7 total. So I had 3. I'm going to work on the other 3 this year. Was investing, networking, and planning, like a planner. So I've been 6 months now consistently, with a daily planner. I read this book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It was life-changing. And he also says how to effectively lead your life. And he actually goes into planning your week. So you actually, here we go. I know it's over here somewhere. So this is my planner that I have. And so what this weekly schedule is right here is you actually go by your titles, your roles. You write your roles down. So I have mom, health coach, podcast host, myself, and then digital creator, right? So I write down my roles of what I am, and then the goals is part, of the roles. So then I write down goals for being a mom, for the week. Grocery, cleaning house, kind of stuff like that. 5 minutes. I do a 5 minutes alone time with my kids at night. It's like a special time. I read it in another book somewhere. I'm trying to create more connection with them. So 5 minutes alone time, and they love it. Okay. They absolutely love it. It's so much fun. And I get to really, be with just them for 5 whole minutes and really listen to their little day and, what made them laugh today? What was the best part about your day? So I'm implementing gratitude in there as well, to have their algorithm always be, in a gratitude kind of state. So anyway, so we've got your goals next to it, and then you go through the week. Then you plan out your week based off the goals that you want to achieve for each of your roles. So it's really helped me a lot. Effectively lead as a mother, as a health coach, of all these things, right? So we've got planning, we've got networking, which is what I was going to go into. I signed up for a club tour. I think it was called like the Skyline Club or something, but it's a networking group of business professionals. They've, some kind of club or whatever. Do you know what it made me feel like just signing up for the tour? I was so excited. I feel like I'm really entering the networking world just by doing something as simple as a tour. Now, I may not even sign up for them. I don't even know if I can afford it. You know what I mean? But it's little things like that. You need to put your effort and energy into circulating your algorithm into those things. Signing up for tours, signing up for a book club, signing up for, I'm trying to think of things, like this water fast that I was doing, free workshops and whatnot. Surround your mental space, because your inside reality creates your outside reality. You need to surround and, completely indulge in everything you want in life. You need to surround and indulge in it up here, because up here is what creates your outside reality. If you don't believe me, look at your life right now. Okay. If you are not happy with it, what are you allowing up here? I want you to really think about that. My podcast, especially, it's all about obviously the paradigm shift, right? I've been through so many paradigm shifts, and that's what I talk about mostly. And this is one of them, actually. But also it's to help you, be your best self, who you're supposed to be. I want you to step into that version, and I want you to know how to step into it, because it's all about raising awareness and consciousness in your everyday life, because the things you are unconscious of controls you. The things you are conscious of, you get to choose. So now that's what this episode is about. We need to consciously be aware of our reality algorithm and what we are choosing to fill our mental space with. So that's my episode for today. Quick little episode. I always say quick and then it ends up being 20-25 minutes long. But I will see you guys next week. It's been really busy for me. I am a health coach. That is my daily job. I work for a research center. And I'm busy to the max because for my health goals, my health coaching goals, I want to be the best coach. I want these people to live their best lives. And I'm working on how to constantly better myself, and add value to my clients and stuff like that. So I've been really, really busy, but I've got a lot of stuff coming in store. There is a section on here. You can chat with me on the podcast there, whether, Apple, Spotify, wherever you're at, there is a little button somewhere that says chat with me. I would love to hear from you guys. I really want to create a community and see kind of where you guys are at, what you guys want to hear more of. I have so many paradigm shifts that's what my whole podcast is about. And I constantly am talking about them, and I still am going through paradigm shifts, and I forever probably will for the rest of my life. But I love to talk about the most recent ones, because those are monumental. Those are huge for me because I just got awareness of these things, of how to change and shift out. I think next week though, I will talk about a little bit about abandoning yourself and kind of like that anxious, avoidant attachment style. I'm very intrigued by that. And, because I was a former anxious person when it came to relationships and love. And I have broken free from that for a while now. It's been very, very different and very nice, but I'd like to talk about not so much the labels, but how I overcame abandoning myself to please the other person, for them to love me. That might be a really good episode next week, actually. So I'll start writing my bullet points and stuff down, and I will see you guys next week.